everybody, DF here. I'm going to be reacting to another PinkieTales, The Little Mermare. Ooh, I'm excited for this one. I mean, The Little Mermaid was one of my favorite Disney films growing up. And I'm in this one. No, I'm not the Mermare, I am Rarity, which is a voice I don't usually do. But this was a lot of fun. I had read the script and I enjoyed it. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how it turned out in audio form. I also haven't heard the song yet. Like, that wasn't in the script. It said there was going to be a song, but of course I didn't hear the song. So that's going to be new to me. Just to clarify to all of you, I'm not depressed. I haven't been depressed for the past few months. Or year, for that matter. I made that video for my friends, some of whom are depressed. Okay? Alright, we're cool? And I did not cancel DOD. It's just going to be a little late because I had to work on school. But this came out unexpectedly. I didn't think it was going to be out so soon. Well, it feels soon to me. It feels like only yesterday I was recording lines for Rarity. Alright, enough talk. Let's get to this. Okay. 3, 2, 1, play! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It sounds a little out. I mean, for me. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay. So, sorry about that. The sound was a little... It wasn't working for me. Try that again. Alright. I think it's only going to work in one ear. 3, 2, 1, play.
PinkieTales, the Little Mermare.
Am I going to have to hold down on this forever? Apparently so.
You're in for such a treat tonight, Poundin' Pumpkin. This is one of my favorite stories, like, ever. It's all about the mysterious merponies that live under the sea. Shall we get started?
Once upon a time.
Long ago,
Wow!
with the creation of Equestria, there was a vast cloud kingdom called Skyvale.
That is
It
beautiful.
was the single largest Pegasus kingdom in the world, and it produced the weather for all neighboring Earth and Unicorn kingdoms.
A nice narration.
Pegasi worked tirelessly, creating rainbows,
I forget who's
wind,
narrating.
and rain clouds that would then be traded away in exchange for food. The city itself hovered over a great blue ocean so that it could use the water for weather production. Ships of food and supplies had to sail all over this ocean to reach Skyvale. However, over a short span of time, less and less ships were able to reach their destination. Surviving sailors told tales of mystical singing voices that would lure the supply ships to their doom, sinking to the bottom of the ocean, crew and all. Scholars and skeptics ruled these tales as myths, denying knowledge of any known creature able to pull off such a feat.
Wow, this opening is so
Unknown to
serene.
the pony world above, an underwater city called Aquatica lay directly beneath
I
the
feel like
Pegasi.
I'm listening
It
to
was
an
inhabited
ocean
by all
documentary.
the creatures of the ocean,
You know, like National
including
Geographic.
The fabled merponies. The wise and benevolent king had forbidden his subjects to swim to the surface world.
That does not
lest
look
they
like
be
Cranky.
caught by the pony races above. He feared those ponies would invade his kingdom and take their resources for their own greedy purposes. This, however, did not stop the curiosity and adventurous spirit of the king's daughter, Partio.
Party.
Against her father's wishes, she would swim to the surface to learn of the world she was forbidden to see. One particular afternoon,
So
Partio
cute.
made the journey towards the surface
Yeah,
in search
that
of
her
something special.
Founder.
Her faithful friend, Floundershy, followed
Floundershy,
nervously,
right.
despite her growing anxiety of being caught.
Partio, are you sure we should be going this way? Some pony might see us.
That's such a cute
Fluttershy
Fluttershy.
cautioned, darting her eyes as she swam.
Aw, you're just being a scaredy Fins, Floundershy. Besides, I have to find something special for Modcod's birthday. Remember? Get it? Modcod. Because cod is a type of fish.
I got it.
I know, but you never know what might be lurking, waiting for us. I thought you loved all kinds of fish and animals. Oh, I do. I love sea stars and sea sponges and Nemo and even
And Nemo.
Have you seen an octopus throw its prey? All those arms. Why does it need all those arms?
Why does he need all those arms?
You're
That's so
silly,
cute.
Fluttershy. There's no octopuses here. Come on.
The octopus.
Party Elf
Who's
gave
doing
up the
Fluttershy?
silliness
That
of
is
her
a very
friend's
good
phobias
Fluttershy.
and continued towards the surface. It wasn't long before she broke through the waves, smiling at the sunlight overhead.
Under the sea.
Breathing in the dry, salty air. I guess that means the pony part of me still has air-type lungs, and the fish part of me has gills. Does that mean I can breathe from my flank?
Let's try not to question the logistics of merpony anatomy, Pinkie.
Ugh, you're one of those narrators saying big ol' leaky words I can't understand. What are you, a Twilight wannabe?
Party Elf scanned the waves looking for a little island that she wanted to visit in order to meet up with a strange sky dweller friend.
Are you ignoring me?
Darling. Oh my god, that's
Familiar
me.
voice called. Party Elf smiled and swam
I
to
can't
the
get over
beach,
that bird
Fluttershy trailing
bird
after her
thing.
just beneath the waves.
Partiel, what brings you up here?
Hang on, Birdity. Hey,
Birdie, I forgot.
don't you ignore me. I have a legitimate question, and you just shirked me off just like that?
The other narrators warned me about you.
Yeah.
They said if you get out of line, I can send you to the bad Pinkie corner.
But I'm the star. You can't punish the star or the story won't continue.
I guess you'd better behave, or Pound and Pumpkin will be very disappointed. won't
Oh.
Play fair. But that's really smart. I like you. We're gonna get along just fine, you and me.
Yeah.
So, Partiel, what brings you up here on this glorious day?
they? Birdity asked.
I forget
Birdity
that's
was a
me.
seagull,
It doesn't
the
sound
first
like
and
me.
only
I mean,
friend of Party Elves who
it's-
lived above the ocean. She would spin marvelous tales of her travels and show her little trinkets she had acquired from the ponies.
because
in the
I
Cloud
love
Kingdom.
gems ever so
For a
much.
super special reason. My sister's birthday is today, and I want to get her something extra super duper amazingly special Rick.
Won't your father be suspicious if you bring her something from the pony world?
Oh, please. He doesn't know his pearls from his dingle hoppers. How would he find out?
Birdity smiled and displayed an array of gemstones she had collected over the years and stashed on her little island.
Alright, let's see what I have here for your sister. An emerald perhaps? Or a ruby? I suppose it would depend on her colors. Tell me, is she a winter or a summer? It makes all the difference, darling.
Darling.
That one.
Party Elf shouted, pointing her
The
hoof
rock.
at a dull
The
and
rock,
unremarkable stone that
darling.
had washed ashore.
That. But that's just a rock.
Aren't all of these rocks?
Well, technically I suppose they could be classified as rocks, but these are gemstones. Far more valuable
Okay.
than any washed up little
Okay,
pebble.
was I peeking the mic when I
You are
was
looking for something
voicing,
a little
or
more
was that just an
Why
amplification?
bother coming to shore if you're
issue?
going to pick something that can be found anywhere in the ocean?
Nuh-uh. This rock looks just
Well, my
like
mic is kind of...
You can't blame that on the ocean floor.
My mic hasn't been
Super
working very well
duper
lately.
Special, and Modcott is gonna love it. Can I have it, Birdity? Can I?
I remember in this that my
Alright. If you insist.
recording program had
Birdity,
cut out
Party
halfway.
Elf started, but was cut off when she noticed a strange array of colors pass overhead from one cloud to the next. Party Elf had never seen a rainbow before, and its beauty had left her speechless.
Oh my. Looks as if the prince is at it again.
The prince?
Oh, yes. The Pegasite Prince has a habit of taking the rainbows from production and flaunting them about when he flies. It is rather lovely, though, isn't it?
Rainbow. Is that what that is?
Party Elf said, reaching out her hoof in bewilderment.
Speak of the stallion. Here he comes now.
The blue Pegasus with a mane that matched the brilliance of the rainbows he carried was flying fast
I know.
and freely overhead.
Because it's rainbow.
And what? And what?
Do you mean to tell me the prince is Rainbow Dash? Again?
I would criticize this choice, but when I did my PMVs, I had Rainbow Dash as a prince too. So I'm not going to call her out on that.
No, It's Rainbow Dash, and she was already a prince in Cindershy.
Look, I can't go around making every pony think that I'm a Flutterdash shipper, okay? It's Prince Dashy.
Actually, I
And
like
he-
Pinkie Dash better than Flutterdash.
He's totally different from that other prince.
Okay, so Birdity is a mare, Floundershy is a mare, but Prince Dashy is a stallion.
Don't question my logic. We're all just playing a role here. Genders mean nothing.
As the
What was
prince
that? What was that? I
the
saw a
colorful
flash.
rainbow would follow like a
I
streak
saw a
of
flash
light
of
in the sky.
text.
Partio could only catch glimpses of the prince as he flew quickly from one cloud to another.
I'll have to look at that
She
later.
sighed and put her hooves to her chest, looking down at it in confusion.
She's in love. She's in love.
TL, do you have feelings for the prince? A mermaid with a crush on a Pegasus. Oh, ridiculously romantic.
I remember this part.
Find a way to speak to him. You must. You must. You must.
You must. How much fun that line was.
Water to reach.
Love will find a way, won't it, Partiel?
Love will find a way.
Tell you what, why don't you swim down and write him a letter, and I'll deliver it to the prince myself.
Which would have been one way to do it.
Of course, darling. What else do I have going on? I'm an annoying squawking little bird with no social standings. Go on, hurry home with you, and be back with that letter before sundown.
Partio squeed and dove back under the waves, moving as fast as her fins would take her. Floundershy had to
Oh,
grip
that's
onto the base of
cute.
Partio's tail just to keep
Yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah. I recognize Otis Spectrum.
Floundershy said
Yeah,
shakily
Otis
as she was
Spectrum's.
thrashed back and forth in
Oh,
the water.
yeah.
Don't worry, Flounder.
Names.
I can do both. I'll write the letter, give Maud Cut her present. and
It's
then
not that
swim
I'm
back to the
forgetful.
surface
Actually, I am
before
forgetful, but.
sundown. You'll do.
I'm sorry. I'm
A
sorry.
familiar voice called. Partio gasped and stopped mid-swim, inadvertently slinging Floundershy off her tail
Toy vest.
into her crustaceous friend.
Sorry, Tribastian.
Floundershy said,
Wait, tribe?
swimming away from the crab to hide behind Partio.
You mean.
Did I hear you say you'll sneak back to the surface? Partiel, your father has strictly.
So, how do you say your name? Partiel? Partiel?
Don't
Partiel?
understand. It's
Partiel?
What?
Partiel? Partiel.
Partio may have seen the Pegasus Prince.
Did I get it wrong? Did I get the pronunciation wrong? Magpie, tell me if I did.
Oh, it's much more than that. I'm an impulsive teenager with single-minded determination to get what I want, and I've set my sights on something that I just can't have. It must be fate.
That.
Partiel, this has gone too far. If your father found out that I let you swim
Yeah,
to the surface again,
That describes
he'd
Ariel
love my head.
perfectly.
You're coming with me right now, and you're never to speak of this nonsense again. Understand?
Okay,
Partio said with a shrug, giving up uncharacteristically soon.
I was done speaking about it anyway. I'd much rather sing.
Oh no.
Partiel!
A wonderful feeling I have growing.
Partiel, please don't start.
It's a twitchy, itchy, warm sensation.
I can feel a migraine.
I don't want to live without it.
Until now you didn't know
And I
it.
simply cannot doubt
And
it.
you really shouldn't show it.
There's no denying that I've fallen for some.
This is
Oy
bouncy.
vey.
Oy vey.
Love living in the clouds and flying freely with him.
Aw.
Only else can
Pinkie
make
Dash.
me feel like I'm in love. I wanna watch the sunset from way up high.
Wow, Magpie. That
From all these worlds
The rules are what keep you safe.
was some nice high note work.
I am convinced.
Well, that didn't take much.
I need
The pony I'm supposed to be.
How
with.
would you know?
Just you wait, I'm gonna see
You
him.
mean you have only seen him?
Wait until I meet him.
Haven't
There's
actually
something bad.
him?
Yeah, but actually bad.
Two worlds will be together.
Are you crazy?
Dream of living in the clouds and flying freely with him. No pony else can make me feel like I'm in love. I wanna watch the
This is so cute. I actually do ship, like, if I would ever ship Rainbow Dash with another one of the main six, it would be Pinkie Pie.
Do you like how I finally snuck a song into PinkieTales?
Yes!
When
Ah! Yes, it's so beautiful! I'm sorry. I was just slapping my knees.
Have you been?
Just
Ooh.
finding a present for Modcot, of course.
Partiel said, placing the small stone on her sister's hoof. Modcot stared at it incredulously.
Metamorphic. Combination of granite and cloudcrete. Commonly found in the construction of Pegasi dwellings.
That's a very good mod.
Dwellings?
But look how it's shaped. Doesn't it look like a sea cake to you?
Partiel asked nervously, trying to divert her father's attention.
Yeah.
It looks like a rock. Thank you, Partiel. I love it.
You went to the surface again, didn't you?
Is that Will? Is that the Wilsonator?
I was only trying to find the right gift for Modcart, Your Majesty Crankyton, sir.
Crankyton.
Fluttershy said, attempting and failing to help the situation.
That's a good cranky.
Partiel, I have told you again and again never to go to the surface world.
That's a
They're
very
greedy,
good cranky.
vile, untrustworthy race only out for themselves. If they discovered we were beneath these waters, merponies and creatures alike would be in danger.
That is so
Don't you
Will.
understand
Oh my
that?
god. His voice is recognizable.
No, they're bad. Have you ever even met one?
That's enough! You will swim to your room and stay there for the rest of the night without joining the festivities of your sister's birthday.
What? But
Why, Bastion, you will guard her in her room.
Me?
Is there a problem with that? Good. I don't want to hear another word about this surface nonsense ever again.
King Crankyton exclaimed, pointing his hoof in the direction of the palace. Partiel held back tears as she swam to her room in defeat. While the uncertainty of the surface
All this
world was
water
a
is making me
danger to
thirsty.
merponies, there was a far more present evil lurking under the
We're
waves.
gonna see the sirens!
Just outside Aquatica
Sorry.
lived three
Spoiler.
dark and magical creatures known as the Sirens. Unlike regular merpony kind, these creatures harnessed a strange magic that allowed them to affect the pony world above. Using their red crystals, they would sing
Seriously, this
captivating
guy's
songs to
voice is
pony
perfect for
sailors,
narration.
guiding their ships into the rocks to drown them. Although some merponies were grateful that the Sirens kept the land ponies at bay, King Crankyton feared their magic and banished them away from the city. Over time,
Yep, definitely
their
reminds me of
home
National
became littered
Geographic.
with the debris of the ships they
Remember when I
sank,
used to watch
causing
those?
it to be named the Sunken Ship Graveyard. The Sirens kept it themselves and did not converse with many sea creatures. Only those.
Do
who
I know
dared
that
to enter
artist? It
their
looks
domain.
familiar.
Their magic allowed them to keep an eye on both pony and merpony worlds. Until now, their efforts to achieve their goal had been futile. However, the sudden romantic interest from the merpony princess gave the Sirens an opportunity too perfect to resist.
A merpony in love with a Pegasus.
The eldest siren,
I know
Adagio
that one's
Dazzle,
Magpie
gazing into
too.
an enchanted bubble that reflected an image of Partiel, singing happily to her friends.
La
about
la
her
la
love
la
for the
la la la
ponies.
la.
So what?
Aria Blaze, the middle siren, said, uninterested.
This could be exactly what we need to finally take control of Skyvale.
I thought we wanted Prince Dashy's medallion thingy.
The youngest, Sonata Dusk, asked, obliviously bobbing her head in tune with Partiel's song.
Duh. The medallion is what controls the weather, and whoever controls the weather controls
Nice voices.
Skyvale.
Oh, yeah.
Our crystals combined.
I
with the
can hear your
princess
Estelle
and
in there,
will give us
Magpie.
all the power we need to control every ship that dares set sail on our ocean.
Why do we even bother sinking ships anyway? The fear we collect from pony sailors is never enough to satisfy our hunger. So what makes you think adding more shipwrecks will do anything?
We can sink them all at once by conjuring up the greatest storm this planet has ever seen. It'll be so epic that fear will be
Poor
struck in the hearts of all
unfortunate
pony
souls.
Except the merponies. Merponies don't worry about storms.
Merponies don't even have magic to steal, Sonata.
Yeah, they do.
Do not.
Do too.
Do not.
Do too.
Enough!
Adagio screamed, effectively silencing the pair of them.
I want you two to follow that little mermare princess. Convince her that she might need a little help getting the pony of her dreams for the right price.
And what exactly are you going to be doing?
I'll be conjuring up a spell, of course. Something we can use to trap that little princess into doing what we need her to do.
I dream of living in the clouds and flying freely with him.
Oh
What? It's catchy.
god, that
In a
is
siren's
that
song,
daring do right
Prince
there.
Dashi was in the sky, struggling to pay attention to a very important lesson. His mentor, Daring Duke, was attempting
Daring
to teach him
Duke.
how to use the
I love
sky
that
pendant
that
to send
hair
storm
and that
clouds to
mane
the
and
north.
tail style.
Dashi, are you listening?
Royal pendant, blah, blah, blah. Big responsibilities, yada,
Dashi said, bouncing on the cloud with his hooves behind his head.
That blah 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 is very important.
Who's
You're the
Rainbow
prince of
again?
Sky
I
Hill
forget.
State, and your father has given the pendant to you for a reason. You and you alone have the power to send the weather across the world.
Thanks, Mr. Exposition. I think I got that.
Daring
Those are
Duke
both very
growled
good
under his
voices.
breath, then attempted to
I know I
regain
can
his
barely
composure.
make my Daring
It's
Do
very
sound
important
different from
that
my
you check
Rainbow.
with the Pegasi Cloudkeepers to make sure the right kinds of weather are sent to the right places. The biggest problem you're going to have is starting up storm clouds.
What do you mean starting up? Doesn't his magic doohickey do all that?
Yes, but only on a cloud-by-cloud basis. After you use the pendant to send them on their way, it's your duty to start the lightning and thunder for each storm cloud. You have to be very careful, though.
I really like this
Still unpredictable.
subplot that Magpie
You sure you
added.
can handle this?
Really adds something.
Ah, quit your worrying, Dookie.
Unique
I've
to
been
this.
training my whole life for this. When do I start?
And gives the prince more
You're
personality.
set to send this storm to the unicorn.
No matter how quirky.
I'll go with you this time so you can.
Ready, set, go!
Prince Dashi announced, zooming past Daring Duke in an array of colors.
You've been using the rainbows again to show off? Oh, Dash, we've talked about this.
Huh? She didn't
Meanwhile,
listen.
under the
I mean, he
waves,
didn't listen.
Princess Pardiel and Floundershy had managed to slip away from Twibastion's watch. As soon as she was sure she hadn't been followed, she swam towards the surface, hoping to see more rainbows.
This is where I
Possibly a glimpse of her beloved
belong.
prince. Floundershy didn't protest this time, knowing that it was imperative they swim as quietly as possible.
Ooh.
Pardiel could tell by the
Nice
flashes
sound
of light
effects.
above
Got
her
the
head that
ocean
storms
ambiance
blew
in my
from the
ears.
sky. She frowned, knowing that a rainbow and her prince wouldn't be around for such poor weather. She turned tail in defeat and resolved to swim home when she heard a mighty crack of thunder,
Ooh,
followed by
that
a
picture right
splash.
there.
Pardiel looked in horror to see a slightly charred and wounded Prince Dashi sinking in the ocean.
Dashi!
Pardiel shouted, swimming after him. She didn't hesitate, scooping up
So
her prince in her
sweet.
hooves and attempting to keep his
I
head
know
above
this
the
is all a
water.
parody, but that's so
Shouldering his weight,
sweet.
She swam towards the only piece of land she knew existed, Birdity's Island. By the time she reached
Oh,
it, she
man.
stuck the prince's body on the sand and tried to catch her breath.
Wake up! Please, wake up!
That
Pardiel
face.
whispered, unsure how to help him breathe. She shook
Aww.
him gently once, then again, pleading for him to
What
open his
would I
eyes.
give to live where you are?
You can't leave me. That's not how the story goes. You're supposed to be okay. Please, Dashi, you're scaring me.
Oh.
Pardiel continued to panic and ramble until at last
I know he's okay.
Prince Dashi coughed and sputtered the water that had been in his lungs.
You're okay? Oh, Dashi, you're okay. What?
Just you and me, and I can be part of your world.
Daring Duke called from somewhere in the sky. Pardiel gasped and dove back under the waves. not wanting to be caught.
This is
Daring Duke
Uh,
cried with a mixture of relief
wow.
and panic in his tone.
just
He landed on
stop.
the beach near the prince and pulled him further away from the water.
This whole scene, a lot more dramatic than I thought it would be.
That mare. She saved me.
Hang on, Dashi. You'll be all right.
Daring Duke said.
This
pulling
is
the prince
beautiful.
onto
The
his back.
artwork
With some
and
struggle, he took off in flight towards the
music
palace.
and the storm.
Pardiel watched the exchange just below the water a few feet away.
I don't know
Her mind was
when,
buzzing with the
I
words
don't
he'd
know
said.
how,
I don't
but
think
I
he's
know
coming back for you.
something's starting
Floundershy
right
said,
now.
reassuring her friend sympathetically.
He said I was pretty.
Aww.
He was so happy. Even though he almost died, he looked at me like
Watch and you'll
he
see.
loved me.
Someday I'll
Can't
be
go on without Fluttershy.
part
I just
of
have
your
to know what he
world.
thinks of me. But how? You don't even know where
I
he
really
lives.
feel like singing all the
I guess that means
mermaid
you'll have to
songs
fly
now.
there.
Party-O and Floundershy turned around sharply to see where the third unfamiliar voice had come. Two strange merpony creatures had
Poor
joined them,
sweet
both looking friendly and
child.
still frightening at the same time.
This is bringing a lot of nostalgia.
Well, that's the only way you can get to Skyvale, isn't it?
And it just so happens we know how you can do it. Oh,
If only there was.
Party-O asked cautiously.
We could-
Floundershy
Don't be
hiding behind her fin
scared.
in the process.
We represent
Or the
some.
sirens, of course.
Okay.
you have heard of us, haven't you?
We represent someone who can help you.
And you must know that we have access to some powerful magic.
And we're totally willing to
Ursula
share it with
has
you.
great powers.
Why? Follow us.
We'll explain it on the way.
The pair of sirens said, swimming away and expecting Party-O to follow.
I don't think we should do it. Let's just go home. But they said they could help. They said I could see my prince again.
Floundershy grimaced in disagreement. Following her gut instinct, she slipped away from the princess and the sirens when they weren't looking. She swam as quickly as her little fins would take her back towards Aquatica.
Come in, princess.
Adagio said.
I think this is the
beckoning
same
Party-O
person who
forward.
did like that
Party-O
revenge
noted that they were in
animatic.
a particularly large sunken
Maybe.
pony ship.
I could be wrong.
Spells and dangerous-looking objects line the shelves, nooks and crannies of what was once the captain's quarters.
I love her eyes.
Oh, you really have evil bad guy lair down to an art.
My fellow sirens here tell me that you have a bit of a problem.
Oh wait, I know it's gonna happen, so I'm laughing.
I want to be a Pegasus so that I can fly up and find my
Jeez.
prince.
Magpie, your voice is so deliciously evil.
Help you with that.
Adagio said, gathering magical supplies while the other sirens kept a close eye on Party-O.
You will? But why?
I don't know what you've heard about us sirens, but I assure you it isn't all true.
We're merponies, just like you.
We just want to belong. So you're not villains? You're just shy magical mermares who sink ships and happen to live in a really spooky graveyard?
No pony's ever harmed. The sailors merely fly away when the ship sinks.
Or use their magic to teleport somewhere else.
Or flare around in the water and scream like little guppies because they never learned how to swim.
We only mean to protect the merponies. Perhaps if the Pegasi understood us poor sea creatures, then they could
Poor
keep the ponies
unfortunate souls. I know I already did that, but
So you can make me a Pegasus?
I so want to make Little Mermaid covers after this.
We may be good merponies, but we don't work for free, you know.
I don't have any money with me, but I guess I could swim back and get you some if you really wanted me to. It's not like I'm hurting for riches. And, you know, I am a princess after all. No, we want... But then again, what would you want with money? Oh, I know, maybe you just want to be
They're getting so mad.
I mean, if I were a misunderstood pony who lived in Creepsville, I would just want some pony to be my friend and maybe teach me how not to seem so dark and mysterious all the time.
But you...
And if you befriend the princess, well, then you've really got a good chance of impressing other ponies because, I mean...
They're just like,
princesses
shut
love
up.
princesses, am I right? And I'm sure...
Your voice! We want your annoying, never-ending, high-pitched, squeaking voice, so we don't have to listen to it anymore.
Sonata wailed
I
and
love
Ari
this.
covered her ears.
But if I don't have my voice, how can I tell Dashi that I'm the one who saved him? And that he was all wrong about merponies and...
You'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah, write it down.
I won't love you if you don't talk. Trust me, we're doing you a favor here.
Oh, well...
I know my psychology of gender professor didn't like this movie because
Our
she trades her
spell will
voice
work
for
3
love.
days. You have until then to get
I
Prince
tried
Dashi
to
say, "I
explain
love
that
you."
he was actually
If he
in love with the
does, you'll remain a
voice.
Pegasus forever and live happily ever after.
But what if I don't?
Then you'll have to come back and serve us.
Forever. Forever and ever?
Yes!
Oh, well, I don't know.
The clock is ticking, Party L. This offer won't last forever.
Party-O bit her lip and mentally weighed her choices. She heaved a sigh and nodded softly.
All right. Turn me into a Pegasus and I'll give you my voice. And if I fail, I'll work for you forever and ever and ever. I Pinkie promise.
What? What is that?
Look, just sign this magic parchment and the deed will be done.
Pardio took the magic quill from beside
You know,
the
how does
parchment
ink
and
work under
carefully
the
scrawled
sea?
her name on the dotted line. As soon as the quill left the parchment, it disappeared, and the three sirens laughed in unison. They used their crystals to
Those
conjure a
laughs.
magical beam of red light. It hit Pardio directly in the chest and traveled up to her throat.
Wait, I didn't get to say goodbye and...
She started, but the magic pried the voice from her body before she could finish. Adagio smiled, engulfing the magic with her crystal and directing a second beam of light towards the mermaid's chest. Sonata and Arya quickly following suit.
I'm so
In a
excited.
red flash of light, Pardio's body began to change.
No!
Floundershy shouted from the entrance to the lair.
You're too late.
Arya said with a dark smile.
Let her go!
Twybastian demanded, swimming at the sirens in anger.
The king will be furious!
Too bad. So sad.
The magic from the sirens' pendants let out a final burst of light, and Pardio reappeared. Somehow in the transformation, her mane and coat color had changed.
Which
along
would
with her
explain
body.
why she's not
Her once
recognizable.
bright pink complexion was now a pale white, with a yellow bouncy mane and tail. She didn't have long to admire her new flank, hooves, and wings, however, before she began choking on the lack of oxygen.
If we were you, we'd hightail it up to that little island before your princess drowns.
This isn't over!
Twybastian called, assisting Floundershy as they carried Pardiel away quickly. The sirens giggled to themselves as they watched the trio of friends struggle to the surface.
Our plan is in action.
Adagio started, but stopped mid-sentence when she realized the
'Cause
voice
it's
coming
both
from her throat
Magpie.
was no longer her own.
Wait.
Oh my gosh. No, this can't be happening. The magic wasn't supposed to do that.
Oh, great! Now we have to listen to that high-pitched whine all the time.
This is the funniest thing I have ever seen.
I am.
Adagio screamed again. The other sirens had to
When I
stifle
first
their
read
laughter
this,
in front.
I laughed so hard that I fell out of my chair, and my roommate, she thought I was dying.
On the little island while Pardio attempted to use her back hooves.
The king is going to kill me! I am a dead crab!
Maybe we should have brought him to the sirens instead.
What? Are you crazy? He was
Crazy?
I was supposed to watch her. Not only did I fail, but now she's gone and made a deal with the sirens? She's a Pegasus now. She's the very thing the king hates the most. I am so dead.
So dead.
Pardio rolled her eyes and opened her mouth to talk, but no sound came.
And, well, of course, you can't even talk now. How in the hay are you supposed to do anything if you can't even talk? Obviously, you had to promise something to the sirens in order for them to give you this spell. If the price was your voice, then what's the catch?
Pardio scrunched her face and put a hoof to her mouth, trying to think of a way to convey her message. She brightened when she met Floundershy's gaze and waved her hooves to get her attention.
Oh, I think she's trying to tell us something.
That Floundershy's so
Pardio moved her hooves
adorable.
dramatically to
The
change her facial
eyes.
expressions, not dropping Floundershy's gaze.
Let's see. I get to be a Pegasus for 3 days and have to make the prince say I love you before time is up, or else I turn into a mermare and have to serve the sirens forever.
Floundershy interpreted. Pardio smiled and nodded enthusiastically.
You got all of that from her hoof flailing?
I guess so.
A lot of good that will do us. Floundershy can't exactly follow you to Skyvale and interpret. Besides, I don't think ponies can understand animals. Well, not many of them anyway.
Then what are we going to do?
The only thing we can do. I'll have to go with Pardiel to Skyvale, and you will have to stall the king until this whole mess is sorted out.
Me? Stop.
She's still cute. Cute Floundershy. Cute Floundershy.
Pardio attempted for a second time to remain on her hooves, but continued to fail, falling back on the sand and sending it toppling over her friends in the process.
I guess not.
Floundershy said, shaking the sand from her gills.
All right then. First things first. We'll have to figure out how to get you to stand on those things.
Twybastian said, Pardio nodding enthusiastically in response. Meanwhile, Daring Duke and Prince Dashi were wandering the beaches below Skyvale in search of the mysterious mare who had saved the prince's life.
Oh, the
Daring
ocean
Duke
background.
was unconvinced that such a mare existed, claiming that she was a figment of Dashi's imagination.
Never is.
Dookie Doo.
Please stop calling me
Dookie Doo.
that. You know I hate that.
That's why I do it. But listen, I know that mare is out there somewhere. There's no other way I could have survived this without her.
Wait, is that her?
Daring Duke asked in shock, pointing a hoof at a clumsy-looking Pegasus who couldn't seem to fly straight.
No, the mare I saw was pink, but it looks like she needs some help.
Left. No, not right. Up.
Twybastian said in exasperation. He was hidden somewhere in Pardiel's mane, near her ear, getting landsick from Pardiel's amusing attempts at flight. Pardiel didn't give up, keeping her sights set on the castle ahead. She didn't realize Dashi was flying.
Twy really could have been kept as a she. There's actually no reason why in this case the role of Twybastian should. I mean, Sebastian should be a he.
Pardiel looked up and beamed from ear to ear. She had found her prince at last. She leapt from the ground and tackled him in a hug, catching the prince off guard.
Nice to meet you too.
Dashi said, trying to pry himself from the hug and failing.
What's your name?
Pardiel released him from her embrace and moved her lips to respond, forgetting that she was without a voice. The prince looked at her both confused and slightly amused as she flailed her hooves and attempted to convey her name.
Huh. You can't talk, can you?
It took him how long to figure that out?
Twybastian muttered from Pardiel's mane. Even so, Pardiel's over-exaggerated movements and infectious smile struck a chord with the prince. This mare was so close to the one he was seeking that he felt drawn to her.
Hey, you're new to Skyvale, aren't you?
Pardiel nodded enthusiastically.
Do you need some kind of help? My friend Dookie Doo and I saw you struggling to fly. Here, take my hoof. We'll get you back to the castle so you can rest.
One step closer to being understood.
She reached out her own hoof to his.
Dance
However,
is like
she
a
failed to remember how to keep her
conversation.
balance on her hooves and toppled over again. Prince Dashi laughed as he helped her back onto her wobbly hooves.
You certainly know how to surprise a pony. Since I don't know your name, can I call you that? Surprise?
He didn't even attempt to learn your name, so he just names you. This is the pony you want to be with?
Yes.
Sebastian whispered to Pardiel. Pardiel ignored him and nodded, happy just to be in her prince's presence again. That afternoon,
Aww,
Pardiel had
that's
to be given a
cute.
clean bill of health by Prince Dash's staff.
Hey, that's
Once he was sure, Prince Dashi offered to tour the kingdom together.
Brony Cooper,
He
right?
showed her
I
how
often
they
get
made the
Brony
weapon
Cooper
and how
confused
this
with
pendant
Kimberly
was the
Colors.
key to activate-
Why?
You know what?
I don't know.
This PinkieTales has already gone on for a good chunk of time. I think I might just skip ahead to the romantic sunset part. Any objections? No objections? Cool. Maybe we can cut out that other song, too. Save some time. Great.
I
On with the
remember
story,
this.
then.
1 more hour. Only 1 more hour. You have to get him to say it, Pardiel.
Twybastian cautioned from Pardiel's mane. Snuggled on a blanket atop the sand of a beach just below Skyvale. Prince Dashi had wanted to watch the sunset with her and reminisce about the fun and frivolity of the days they had spent together. Pardiel had had the time of her life with Dashi, and each day her love grew stronger. Twybastian was the only
Kiss
voice
the
of reason to remind her of the
girl.
situation at Hoof. Every passing hour, he became more frantic in his attempts to get Dashi to say the magic words.
You know, a few days ago, I would have done anything to find that mare who saved me. I thought I was in love with her. But I don't think I've ever met someone like you, Surprise. You're so fun and random. And those pranks you pulled? Classic. Though, I doubt Dookie Doo will be very happy with you for a while.
Pardiel smiled again and snuggled closer to the prince.
Snuggly.
This sunset's really
So
pretty, isn't it?
Dashi said, pointing to the sparkle of sunlight on the water. Pardiel's eyes widened at the memory
Yes!
of the sunset, and her entire demeanor changed. She quickly pulled away from the prince and put a hoof on her chest, then pointed to Dashi. She did the same to him, trying to get him to understand.
Oh, so now you listen to me.
Wait, what's wrong?
Pardiel continued the cycle, touching her chest, then the prince, touching his chest, and then herself. Unfortunately, the prince wasn't catching on.
You, have heartburn?
No.
You're trying a secret hoof shake?
Pardiel shook her head again, glancing at the sunset
No.
in panic.
Oh, come on! It's not that difficult.
Twilight
Twilight.
exclaimed from within Pardiel's mane.
Who said that?
Prince Dashi said, examining Pardiel's head curiously. Twibastian popped out of the hair in bewilderment.
You can understand me? You could have understood me this whole time?
I can speak to any animal. It's part of my princely teachings, duh. I still have a difficult time speaking to monkeys. But wait, so who are you?
There's no time to explain. Quick, tell Pardiel you love her before the sun sets.
Pardiel looked at the prince with wide, pleading eyes, and though he didn't understand, he took the little crab's instruction.
I guess I do love you. Surprise? Or Pardiel? Was it?
The sun set over the water as soon as the words escaped his mouth. Twibastian gave a loud cheer in celebration.
You did it, Pardiel, you did it.
Oh.
But before Twibastian could finish his victory, Pardiel vanished into thin air, leaving a confused crab and prince behind.
Where did she go?
To fulfill her part of our little bargain, of course.
A new voice said as the three
Yes!
sirens emerged from the sea. Their crystals were glowing, and a trapped pink mermare hovered above the water beside them.
Let her go!
Prince Dashi demanded, attempting to fly to Pardiel's aid, but was instead repelled by the siren's magic.
He said he loved her. That was the deal.
Did you really expect us to be honest?
Yes.
If Pardiel had read the contract rather than prattled on, she would see that she would end up our slave anyway.
And why didn't you say it to her sooner? I mean, Pardiel can still read and write, right? She signed her name on the contract.
Yes.
Something literate or something?
Girls, you're getting off track. We have a little deal to strike with the prince here. Now that we know you're in love with that pathetic little mermare, we're willing to bet you'll do just anything.
I love how she's addressing all the plot holes from the movie.
Voice.
Are you just figuring everything out now? Your precious mermare princess traded her voice to Adagio so she could be a Pegasus for you. Duh.
Then it was you who saved me. I knew it.
Prince Dashi exclaimed happily as Pardiel nodded her head. His excitement was short-lived, however. Realizing the danger Pardiel had gotten herself into on his behalf,
Everything's
he turned to face the
getting so
siren.
dramatic. This is like the most dramatic PinkieTales has been.
Your pendant, of course. Give it over, or Pardiel will serve us for the rest of eternity as a
Taco cart!
Taco carts.
What? I've always wanted one of those.
Ha! Fat chance!
Prince Dashi shouted, holding the pendant in the air and summoning a storm cloud. To
Storm.
the top of the cloud and kicked aside, sending bolts of lightning to the sirens and the containment field around Pardiel. The sirens growled and their crystals grew brighter, deflecting the lightning and sending it back towards Dashi. The prince dodged and kicked the cloud towards the sirens to distract them. While they thrashed their hooves trying to dissipate it, Prince Dashi was flying circles around them, his pendant glistening as he did so. Soon after, a tornado formed around the sirens and sent all three of them spiraling into the air. Dashi flew to Pardiel's aid, beating his hooves against the bubble around him.
Oh,
Don't worry, I'll get you.
save her!
Dashi said, putting his hoof against the bubble, Pardiel doing the same.
The crystals! Destroy the crystals and you'll destroy the sirens!
Twibastian called from the shore.
Of course!
Dashi
Animation!
answered. He flew towards the tornado,
Wow!
using all the strength in his wings to keep from being pulled into it. Aiming
Cool.
his pendant just right, Dashi sent a bolt of lightning into the jumbled sirens, hitting Adagio's crystal. He gave a victorious cheer when he saw a pink ray of magic
Wow.
escape the tornado. The magic flew directly at
This
Pardiel,
is
bursting
awesome!
the bubble that contained her. Pardiel splashed back into the sea. And when she emerged, her voice had been fully restored.
Pardiel, you're okay!
Prince Dashi cried,
This
flying
is
into
so
her
cool.
open hooves.
I'm fine, but I think we have a big problem.
Pardiel cried, pointing her hoof at the sirens who escaped the tornado.
This is so awesome!
Their crystals each glowing brighter than they had before.
Did you really think you had won, little prince? Now that you have restored my true voice, we can unleash our magic on you.
God,
Pendant
Magpie.
will be ours.
Adagio announced with a cackle. She and the other sirens turned their attention to the prince.
This is so wow.
And began to sing. Their hypnotic spell was drawing the prince towards them, and he was helpless to stop it.
Dashi, no!
Pardiel cried, holding him back
No!
as best as she could. Pybastian aided the princess, jumping from Pardiel's mane onto Prince Dash's back and
That's
crawling
cute.
up to cover his ears.
Don't listen! If you don't listen, they can't control you!
The siren's singing grew stronger, and it proved too powerful for Dashi to
Hey, why
resist.
does Arya have
He
orange
mindlessly
hair?
pulled away from Pardiel
Or
and flew
whatever
towards the
those are?
sirens, holding out his pendant as he did so.
I don't think so.
Daring Duke called, flying directly into Dashi and sending him to the ocean where Pardiel was waiting. She caught him, putting her hooves over his ears and making sure he was unable to turn back to the singing
This
bird.
is so awesome.
Daring Duke had swiped the pendant from the prince long before he hit the waves. The sirens, undeterred, began their hypnotic spell on the Duke. They soon learned, however, that their song was unheeded. Daring Duke had preemptively plugged his ears, effectively blocking their magic. He unfurled a whip that had been wrapped around one of his wings, and with one mighty crack, he bound all three sirens together by their tails.
I love this animation so much.
It's my turn.
King Crankyton said, emerging from the water in a magnificent display. The crown
Yeah!
atop his head was glowing, and from the pearl embedded within, a great flash of light shot magic through the air towards the unsuspecting sirens.
I am
A
so
great swirling
smiling
vortex
so
appeared before
much.
them. Daring Duke smiled and nodded, whipping the sirens around in the air for a moment
Oh, wow.
before slinging them into the portal. The sirens' screams echoed as the portal closed around them,
And now they're in
forever
Equestria
trapping
Girls.
them on the other side.
Whoa! Didn't think you had that in you, Dookie Doo.
Prince Dashi said, shaking his head to clear the trance he had been under.
I haven't really been honest with you, Your Highness. I'm not really a duke. I've been hunting those sirens long before I got to Skyvale. I knew they'd be after the pendant, so I masqueraded as a duke in an effort to keep it safe.
Oh, so you're only like me for my pendant.
Dashi said jokingly, shoving his friend. Daring Duke sighed and rolled his eyes.
You're not half as incompetent as I thought. The pendant will be safe with you, Dashi. Though I have to admit, that portal of yours sure was useful.
I thought merponies didn't have magic.
Oh, we've had it, but I don't like to use it. No self-respecting pony relies on magical nonsense unless it's absolutely necessary.
Where do they go?
Fluttershy!
finally feeling brave
Too
enough to
adorable.
swim out from her hiding place behind the king. Ardiel smiled, knowing that Floundershy had been the one to alert her father what was happening. Ultimately, she had saved her life. Pardiel swam into her and hugged her tightly
That's so
before
cute.
answering her question.
Canterlot High, alternate universe S's will take care of them with alternate universe Pony Twilight.
Ardiel, you are in worlds of trouble. When we get back to the palace, you'll be grounded for the rest of your life and...
Please, Doodle Daddy.
Doodle Daddy.
Stay with Prince Dashi. I love him.
Pardiel pleaded. Prince Dashi joined her, flying just above the waves.
And I love her too.
No, absolutely not. No daughter of mine will marry a Pegasus.
As the king ran to
Ah!
a white bird swooped in and stole
Here I
the
come
crown
in.
from atop the king's head. His wig fell into the ocean in the process. Birdity cried, placing the crown on her own brow.
My ship will live on!
The magic of the crown activated, and Pardiel's fins began to change. In a burst of bright light, she turned back into a Pegasus and jumped into the hooves of her
Like
prince.
she was meant to be.
Satisfied with herself,
Aw.
Birdity returned the crown to the king, still perched upon it in case he got any ideas about
That's so
changing her
cute.
back.
You're bald?
You know, if you let Pardiel stay with the prince, I'm sure we could all forget that we saw that.
All right, fine. You can stay with the Pegasus. But if this true love thing doesn't work out, you can bet I'll be back here to take you home.
Don't worry, that'll never happen. Okay, everyone can go away now. This part of the story is just too good to share.
The end?
It's rocks in the shape of the end. I guess that means the story is over. Unless you'd like me to tell you all the different rocks I found at the bottom of the ocean.
That's quite enough of that. Well, Pounded Pumpkin, I hope you enjoyed this story.
You
And I
sheep.
hope to see you all again next time for some more Pinkie Tales.
That, okay. Oh, yeah, it's like Optic Spectrum. I thought so. Lots of art. Very good art for this one. Brony Cooper, yeah. Marking, yes, I thought I had seen him at some point. Wildcard V8, nice narrating. Partiel, lost narrator. Ah, yeah. Venom, of course. And Going of the Ring. That was a very good try. Ah, I knew it. Speedy sketch. Yeah, everybody, wonderful voice acting. Wubcake and Ashley H. Ah. Hey, you've had me and Magpie and Ashley H. All you're missing is True. True Sailor Common. Ugh! Magpie, you should have told me this was the next one. You know how much... No, you know what? It's fair, because I've already done my Beauty and the Beast stuff. Egghead and the Beast. So, it's definitely going to be Twilight. What are you going to have as a Beast? Oh boy. You're going to use, like, Spike or Discord or... Well, you know, I would use Sunset, but... You know what? Maybe it's best that you didn't tell me about this one. Yeah, I would have been... Yeah, I've done my Beauty and the Beast thing. I'll be excited for that. I was glad to be a part of this one, because, wow, this is... I think of the PinkieTales you've had so far, this was the most dramatic, and I think most creative, how you just... Well, you did kind of take the basic plot of the Disney movie, but you did twist things. I can't get over how you gave Adagio Pinkie's voice. Like I said, the first time where I read that in the script, I just fell out of my chair, and I was laughing myself silly. Oh, I wish I'd done a better job with Rarity. Squawk! Or Bernity. That was beautiful, and... Like the storm scene and then the whole battle scene. Wow, that anime just... Wow! Wow! But Optic Spectrum did that? That was wow. Oh, just what I needed. Oh, and it had a song, which is beautiful. So we'll get Egghead and the Beast next. Huh. Like how far of Beauty and the Beast are you gonna go? You gonna go Disney-esque again? You gonna go with the original tale? Huh. Yeah. Like, are you gonna use non-ponies as a non-pony and the Beast character? Are you gonna be a little creative? Someone different? Probably not Dash this time, no. Oh, if Dash were guest on. Oh. Well, you actually know what my cast of Beauty and the Beast would be. You've seen enough videos from me to know what my cast for Beauty and the Beast would be. Like, whether it's for the Disney version or just traditional fairy tale version. Usually it would be either Fluttershy and Discord, or Twilight and Sunset. Yeah, that's pretty much what it would be. Okay. Wow. I've been talking, squinting so much, my throat is going. Okay, Magpie, that was beautiful. Great job. Oh, and just an announcement. Magpiepony's been going to be in something I've been working on. Like you see that twice now I voiced for her series, but now she's going to be doing something for me, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. That is going to be a surprise. But you will find out soon enough. So, that's it for now. Disney Fanatic 2364 out.